Welcome to our Wednesday night service. Because of the cancellation of all services, trying to take advantage of some technology so that I can bring these messages hoping they'll be an encouragement to you in these trying times. In the book of James, it tells us to count it all joy when we fall into divers temptations. I began to think about this, and we every day we're facing trials. I'm talking about everyday trials like physical trials and financial trials, relational, decision making, conflicts at work and conflicts at home, and you know what I mean, just stuff that comes into our lives. And now we're facing this COVID-19. If we're not careful, we'll begin to be afraid. It's challenging our lifestyle, the loss of health and the loss of life, the loss of work, and the loss of freedom, the loss of communion, the loss of fellowship, the loss of stability. James chapter 1 and verse 2 says, "To my brothers and sisters, my fellow believers, count it all joy when you fall into divers trials or different kinds of temptations." These things, sometimes they come and they take us unexpectedly. They catch us off guard. We can even be surprised by these things. But he says that our attitude ought to be in such a way when these things come our way that we're able to count it joy when we fall into these things. Chapter 1 and verse 3 says, knowing. This knowing is experiential knowledge that the testing of our faith, testing is a process that we see that it's real. It's like the refiner's fire. As the heat is applied to the gold and as the temperature is increased, that part of the ore that is not gold will be burned away, the dross, leaving you with pure gold. And this works and produces patience or endurance, the ability to face that trial that is coming. Enduring the trial with the confidence that God is working in your life. God is preparing you to do a great work for Him. There's a training process as a runner prepares for a marathon. I remember some years ago, this was back when I was in Lynchburg, Virginia, the guy that I worked for was an avid runner. And he nagged me until I finally broke down and started running with him. The first day was real short. But each day after that, we would increase it just a little bit. And to my surprise, in just a few weeks, I was up to 6 miles. I never did reach that marathon status. But I know with each time that I tried this, I was a little more able to run than the last time. So as a marathon runner would prepare for this 26.4 miles, from the beginning he trains. He works and he builds his endurance until one day he's able to run the whole course and go across the finish line. Chapter 1 and verse 4 tells us, but let patience have her perfect work, that we may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. This patience is endurance. And we get that patience by working. And we want to be perfect and we want to be complete so that we can be a mature and entire, wanting nothing, having everything that we need. See, when God allows these things to come in our life, He's preparing us for down the road. We don't know what it is, and we may not know what we're going to have to go through. But He promised this: He would never put on us more than we were able to stand. He also promised us this, that He would always be with us. He'd never leave us nor forsake us. He'd always be there to help us. As we continue in this trial, God uses this to complete us, to teach us, to prepare us for the ministry that He's called us to. Let's not miss our moment. God is working in us to make us like His dear Son. The testing of our faith can bring us to maturity unless we fail the test. Two things. First, have the right attitude. When these testings come and all these things happen, have the right attitude, saying, you know what? I'm going to count this all joy because God will give me that I need to finish this test. Number two, know this. The test is to make us more mature, a more mature Christian. So as we walk out this Christian life, let these stumbling blocks that we face be stepping stones, taking us to maturity in Christ. Looking for those words, well done, thy good and faithful servant. I was thinking of a hymn, the lyrics to a hymn that's well known to all of us. This is my favorite hymn in all the hymn book. It is well with my soul. The second verse of this great hymn says this: though Satan should buffet and though trials should come, let this blessed assurance control, that Christ has regarded my helpless estate and hath shed His own blood for my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. I hope this will be an encouragement to you through these trials that we're going through, that you'll know this: Christ is there all the time. Thank you.